Hey guys, Effie here. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card using our new transformation stamp and geometric circles cover plate die. So what I'm going to do is emboss this cut piece that I already cut using my Cricut machine, and I just place it into the placement guide that I also cut out with my electric cutting machine, and I've placed both into my MISTI. Once I've positioned my stamp, I'm just going to ink it up with some Versamark ink, stamp that cut piece, and then emboss it using some Brutus Monroe gilded embossing powder. Once my piece is embossed, I'm going to do some watercoloring using Zig Clean Color Real Brush markers. I'm starting off by coloring some of the florals using a light violet Zig marker. I'm applying the ink to the inner portions of the petals and then blending that ink out with a water brush. And I'm going to continue this process until I'm satisfied with the intensity of color in each petal. The florals in this image, while they aren't the largest in our collection, they still are large enough for you to watercolor with them, especially with the Zig markers because they have that real brush tip. So you have a really nice skinny pointy ended brush with each marker. So you're just going to put down the pigment in very small doses and then just blend that pigment out using a fine tip water brush. And that's how you're going to get some really nice, good, clean, precise color. So if you've been having trouble getting detail into these florals, what you want to do is use finer tip brushes. The coloring process in this video went a little faster because I'm not doing the usual wet and wet technique that I do with watercolors. I'm just putting down a little bit of the water-based ink in each marker onto my embossed image and then just quickly blending that color out. Usually when I watercolor, I do the wet and wet, so that requires that extra step of putting down the water first. So since I'm not doing that, my coloring for this transformation image went very quickly. Once I finish coloring in the right side of my butterfly, I'm just going to use the same Zig markers on the left side of my butterfly wing. So I'm using that light violet first, coloring in the edges of the wing, and then I'm blending it towards the inside of the butterfly. After I finish coloring with the light violet, I'm going to add a little bit of that English lavender, which I've also used on the right side. This is a beautiful, soft purple marker, and the ink is just really pretty because it's just really soft and subtle. This is such a gorgeous stamp, and it's really pretty when you emboss it, and you don't even have to emboss it. You can stamp it in a black ink and color it with color pencils or Copic markers. The results are just really gorgeous because the design is so pretty in itself. So once I finish watercoloring the entire image, I'm going to take our geometric circles cover plate die and just die cut this onto a white A2 size panel. I put the cut die down, taped it onto the cardstock, ran it through my die cutting machine. Once you've done so, you're just going to pop out all the pieces and you have this beautiful geometric die cut. I'm going to set that die cut aside and do some ink blending with our bright emerald dye ink onto an A2 size white card panel and a large makeup brush. I'm going to bring that bright emerald blending all the way up to almost the top edge of my panel. I'm leaving about an inch of white space on the top so that we have some beautiful contrast going. Lastly, I added some hot tourmaline dye ink blending to the very bottom of the panel. Next, I'm just going to adhere that die cut piece over my blended panel, and you have this beautiful background that I'm going to pop my transformation butterfly onto using some foam squares. Once this was popped up, I'm just going to add a sentiment strip. This sentiment is from our layered wave set. It's something that I just had on my desk, and I quickly stamped it and threw it onto my card, and this serves as a very versatile card that you can use for almost any occasion. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's project and video. If you haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel because I update it weekly. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.